Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I am called to return, to continue to speak. I was going to make a post today, but when Spirit is telling me to communicate, that's what I come and do about the spiritual ascension path. I wanted to salute your courage. I wanted to salute your compassion. And I wanted to salute your clarity, your lucidity. For it is very important. It is a very challenging time. And it's like we have to continue to cultivate hope, faith, charity, and seek to return to the reality of the one light. Personally, I already get my fulfillment within the spiritual realm. That's been going on for a very long time. Now I'm looking forward to find the fulfillment in the material realm in my physical life, and I know it is coming. I wanted to thank you, not to forget to subscribe. I thank you for your likes, your sharing, your comments. I thank you for your donations. If you want a private session or if you want to talk about art, you can send me an email. I want to discuss a few ideas. The first one is that it is very, the more we ascend in our consciousness, the more we become aware and we get lucidity in relationship to the power of the celestial beings, the planets, the stars, the constellation. In truth, everything is commanded in this great divine celestial mechanism, but it affects people on the earth that thinks they are the only planet and the only world, and the material world is what the world of senses is all there is. It affects them subconsciously, but we have no choice but to live with those shifting energies of the planet. Also, when you look at the stars at night, many times I had visions of stars. The constellations or stars that came to into my consciousness, and the star became alive and started sending me messages. It was like, I remember what I was thinking of the Pleiades mostly, but all the stars are living beings. And around, when you look at the stars, you have to realize that around each of those stars there are planets and civilizations of beings that are also looking at the stars from their own point of view and perspective, families and experiences and all that. And so when the firmament was up during the time of Lemuria, Atlantis, when we looked at the star and we look at one star, there was a portal of communication that would open up to the consciousness of that group, of that energy that we could communicate with. Then it fall. It was broken up. That should be reconstituted, recreate itself at the time of the crystallization of the fifth dimensional matrix on the planet. So, so it's like I started a conversation with our son. I want to negotiate for this solar flash. They said I have to wait a little bit, but I'm trying to negotiate. I'm talking. It's good you can talk to the celestial bodies. There is this very powerful full moon tomorrow, and it's important to receive the guidance, to know that you are guided. And when you're asking for guidance and you receive the information, this guidance is if you are submissive to your higher self, to your God self, to the higher intelligence that guides your life. This creates a very powerful influence on what you choose in your life. Sometimes I receive a guidance, but I am in a wounded position, so I don't accept the guidance as much as I should. But it's getting better. With time, we're getting more used to be able to turn to love and unity. And so, but also because spirit is also a spirit in the higher planes, in the supermental spiritual planes, that is from where all this information comes down, is actually always very curious of all the evolution of our consciousness and the process of our choice, because free will is a double-edged sword. It was given to choose love. It's all about returning to love. God is love, and the source. We want to return to the source. But free will is a double-edged sword, because we are able to make choices that are not love, that are not wisdom, and so sometimes, and then there is consequences after that. So the question is, how do we position ourselves at any given time? What do we want to connect to? What do we align with? Because there is a respect of free will up there, huh? But there is, if we decided to fulfill our highest destiny and to follow the will of God, our soul will always take over and will not let us go outside of. We can go outside of the frame once in a while, but we do not want to be. We want to recreate ourselves within the frame of our divinity. It's good also to learn to work more and more with mineral quartz and so on. Spirit was talking to me about diamond this morning, and also to take the vitamins. Vitamins are minerals that will assist in the crystallization, maybe magnesium or zinc or whatever you feel you might need. Certain vitamins can be really good and be well hydrated. It will assist in the physical ascension. So it's important also to focus on planetary service. It kind of remove ourselves from the limitation of our mind, because what we seek is to remember our place within the greater cosmos, the greater cosmic family, to know where do we stand in the kingdom of God, where is our throne, and sometimes to learn to sit at the table of the higher council of to give our opinion, to give our, when we're conscious enough, our own input in the higher galactic and planetary councils have great meaning, and we do that anyway. Our spirit is always aware of the higher sorts of the realm. But what we think we become. So it is important to stay focalized on wanting to become our higher self, our God self, and letting ourselves to be guided. We are far more in reality, in truth, than the role we play down here, than our thoughts, our emotion, our physical experiences. We are far more than that. But our inner work, the inner works that we do while we are in physicality, has a great effect on the whole collective of humanity, as well as all the past and the future. All has great meaning in the service of the grand purpose to assist in the shift of the ages, the return to unity on this planet. For what we seek to connect to on the spiritual plane level is our soul group, our monad, our soul family, and our guides, and as well as our galactic families and the company of heaven. But because all of that is actually is actually administered by I am presence, our God self, which is the minister of all our spiritual consciousness, evolution in our spiritual consciousness. It is the only ultimate authority. Everyone else is just a seeker on the way back to source. And the I am presence is not on the way back to source. He is the manifestation of source in the service of our own personal consciousness. And so we send greetings to all the collective I am presence. I send greetings there is only one I am. It's just a fragmented pre-personal divine spirit from Divinington and from the Paradise Father. So we all seeking to return to the source. Eventually, all the ascended masters, the galactic, are all also seeking more connection to the source. Eventually, we'll be allowed to return to the Paradise Father, to the Prime Creator. We'll fuse our consciousness and be trinitized or deified or whatever destiny we may have, and then we'll be complete beings. But for now, we're all seeker. So just know that your inner light, your inner divinity, is the only supreme authority. Everybody else is just offering guidance and advice. Those in higher planes you can always ask for counsel. Your guides will give you great counsel, or the galactics or the celestials. And so for understanding that the unity field of the one is eternal, it is permanent. God will always be one, and that is the realm where we come from, that is permanent to our soul. Yet to understand that the world of form and matter is only temporary, it is transient, yet it is very meaningful. It is a stage of learning, and we're always presented with dual thoughts and experiences that is convincing to the mind that this is the reality. For at first the choices is between moral and immoral. If we choose something moral, the bar is higher, will be greater challenges will come to see if we can stay within the law of the one. If somebody makes an immoral choice, then the choice will be even more immoral, and or maybe sometimes there is an access point where someone could remake a moral choice in relationship to the truth. It's all education. Eventually, the law of one will reflect upon us all our choices, and so everybody will learn from the experience. So, because we feel like when we have spiritual experience of bliss, ecstasy, freedom, and joy, this is so wonderful. It is liberating, but it's fleeing within our mind. When the experience of pain and suffering and struggle, our tendency to hold on within our mind. So it takes a lot of courage and perseverance to eventually all those things that used to push our button, agitate us, make us angry. Eventually, we are able to deal with that and reconnect to the unity field with greater ease, more and more choosing love over fear and separation, and trust in our inner light and divinity. From the God self perspective, everything is perfect because every experiences, every thought, every impulse is giving us, offering choices for the soul to make, and to choose love, compassion, and unity, or to choose fear, separation, and service to self, egoism. So I hope this message was interesting. It's to do not judge yourself. Just continue to work within your consciousness and to connect, to surround, let go of. We have to want to let go and let God, and as much as possible, because we do have those high, and we have those higher intelligence that are always supervising the process. Our guides, our beloved guides, our guardian angels, our master guide, our pathfinder guides, and many guides that are coming to assist. Our guides are personal assistants. They're personal. They're here in the service of us, not in the. Of course, some people will tell you, well, the Christ is my guide, or the Archangel Michael is my guide. Of course, they are guides, but they are in the service of the whole. Our guides are very personal to us. Doesn't mean they're not serving the collective on the higher planes, but they're here 24/7, and so just call on them. It's getting warmer with the spring sun coming. I might shave my head, and I may be able to see a dentist very soon. Spirit is informing me that I'm going to be able to get dressed, to again a wardrobe, which is going to be really nice. For some people, do not care about that, whether they're rich or poor. They're always wearing a t-shirt and sneakers. But me, I like to dress up. I enjoy changing my clothes. So it's going to be really nice to have a wardrobe really soon. And clear up my affair. And the card of the day is house cleaning. There is a lot of house cleaning. We have to we have to clean up in front of our door first. For the house cleaning is happening everywhere. Purification. There's going to be a great deal of transformation that will happen in the next cycle of 2 weeks. The higher wisdom is the milk and honey. Focus on the good things out of life. I feel like sometimes the Spirit is announcing me things that will happen all at once. Freedom and liberation on financial plane, but not only. And that's also, it's like I'm inspired to making like list and list and list of things that I'm priorities and things to do. And then once those things will be fulfilled, there will be many more lists to do in order to, but also make lists on how you want to feel. It's very important. And so feeling good, the milk and honey, it's about focalizing on the freedom rather than because the mind will, this matrix will continue to offer challenging things about limitation and fear and doubts, but that is because we need to choose to turn to love, light, wisdom, compassion, and our soul and spirit with more and more consistency, to let go more and more. Yet to know that there is, if something is presented that has meaning and sense and is felt, there is some positioning that will create salvation in relationship to the relationship or to any situation, and continue to be compassionate in relationship to the world. But what we need to understand is confirmed by this card is the never-ending story is to let go of all the dramas. Let it go. Not to be attached to any of the drama, for it is only a stage that is created for the evolution of consciousness, and God has everything in control in truth. Well, sometimes it can go off track, because there isn't something to learn from the off track, but we want to stay on track, we want to stay centered. And what is going on, what we need to do is regeneration. We are being regenerated. Our consciousness, our physical body, everything is being regenerated, and the outcome will be that the truth will be. So there is much higher truth, much more empowerment that is coming. Well, my friends, I hope this resonated with you. I'm going to pull a few cards and sing this song. For the past 2 or 3 times I made a video. Every time I finished the video, I didn't sing. I had this song that went through my mind. It talks about the permanence and the impermanent reality of life. It's a song with the Beatles. It's called Across the Universe. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither while they pass, they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. Jaguru Diva Home. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Images of broken light which dance before me like a million eyes. They call me on and on across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside the letterbox. They stumble blindly as they make their way across the universe. Jaguru Diva Home. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of earth are ringing through my open ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless and dying love which shines around me like a million suns. It calls me on and on across the universe. Jaguru Diva Home. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Jaguru Diva. Jaguru Diva. Jaguru Diva. Jah is God, Guru means teacher, Diva is the angelic that keeps on the form, and home is the 0 point. That reminds us that when we were created, I don't know, we all have unique origins. But I know from me, from my own perspective, and I assume it is God has created all beings in that original state of our creation. We've never changed. We can never change. We can never be affected by any of the. It is just. We chose to participate in this great universal adventure of the soul. But what we are we were at the beginning, we will always be, and it's an eternal state. Yet we will return our point of origin more than we left, because we've gained so much through the experience that God provided us through this experience of the passing of time. I'm going to pull a few cards with it's a card of Ganesh, the divine director, the Lord of Obstacle. Is the divine director for the whole solar system. And the card of the day is about nurturing. We want to nurture. We want to be. We like there is this. We want to allow our Mother Earth to nurture us, to give us all that we need. The more we're able to trust, the more we're able to receive as well. The higher wisdom is about inner knowing. It's about really about putting more trust in this inner light and guidance than the shifted sign of time and all of the mind, all the things of the outer world that are important. We need to bring them into balance, but our inner powers takes precedence. What we need to understand is fulfillment, is to understand there is a great deal of fulfillment that is coming. The past will be fulfilled, and all that has been announced for so many years and decades about the freedom and liberation and all that has been announced will be coming. It's just from a higher perspective, God is patient. what we need to do is courage. So to continue to cultivate our courage. And the more compassion we have towards ourselves and others, the more lucidity and wisdom by being doing our meditation and receiving our inner light, the more the act of courage will be. Eventually, we want infinite courage. God has infinite courage, but we're growing progressively in our courage. Those are really the three pillars: love, compassion, lucidity, wisdom, and courage. The ability to embrace the totality of life is really the three pillars of ascension. And what is coming as a result of that is a great deal of energetic movement, a wind of change, and there is a great deal of transformation that are coming. So just trust and have faith, and I hope you're having a good day, a good Sunday, and you feel this full moon as very empowering. It brings all kinds of things from the depths, and there is all kinds of alignments. Planet Ceres, Saturn, Mercury, all the planets are playing their role. They're assisting in this great transformation. There is a powerful connection to a star in Virgo that's called Spica. That's very, very powerful right now. That's returning to integrity and spiritual integrity. And so, but there's a lot of things going on. It is beyond what the ego mind can perceive. And we just get what we receive is. And then we're getting assistance from on high as well. Well, thank you very much, my friends. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.